Shafaq. Can you
Hey
hear me?
Marcy, how are you?
Great. So nice to connect with you. Um,
Thank you.
s- so Shafaq is another speech and language pathologist, and you're in the UK, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm in London. I practice with little kids, just like yourself, Marcy. And I have to say, really impressed with your vlogs.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're doing
Um,
a
I
super job.
I appreciate that. And I know that you've been trying to do some vlogging yourself. And I know that one of the things that you talk a lot about is people's perceptions of individuals who have speech and language problems, and how
Yes.
I hear that message pretty often in the communication that you do on your vlogs. And
Yeah.
um, why is it important for you to share that message with others? Why is it something that you like to talk about?
About people's perception about speech
Yeah.
therapy. It's really important because, Marcy, as you're aware, I'm a bilingual speech therapist, right? And in the communities where my voice is going out, a lot of people are not aware of speech and language therapy and what we do as a profession. So I think, like, for people like you and myself, when we have a platform to reach out to communities who've never heard of speech therapy and may think it's a taboo subject or maybe think it's something to be scared of, then if they hear our voices and it changes their perception of how we can help them. I think it's great. I think it's great what we do.
I do too. Yeah. And you know what? And I enjoy it so much because as a speech pathologist, we have the opportunity to empower people to use their voices to communicate. And I think
Exactly.
it's just a wonderful blessing for me, a gift for me. I'm thrilled that this is my talent,
Absolutely.
that I can bring this opportunity for families to not look at their child's speech and language delay or impairment as some sort of disability, but more as a way for them, it's a hindrance, in a lot of
Mhm.
cases, of course, to their communication and when they have
Absolutely.
difficulty. And if we can help them solve that problem and overcome that hindrance so that their verbal speech and language is more effective, then their lives are better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's breaking barriers. Not even ignorance. It's just some people are not educated about it, and the layperson who hasn't met people or services offering support for what their child is going through, they might not even know what's available and that they can be helped. And like you're saying,
Yeah.
it would just be such a shame to leave them, without any support when you and I, folk like us, can help. And you do it so
Yeah.
beautifully. I love hearing the feedback from your clients.
Yeah, it's been very remarkable when I made this shift from working with clients directly to empowering their parents and coaching their parents in how to do the intervention, you know, for a lot of reasons, but simply from the intensity perspective. Parents
When
are
did you
able
start doing that,
to
Marcy?
a year now, it was the beginning of 2018 that I
Wow.
started coaching exclusively online. And
All right.
and I've had 10 families in 10 countries who have responded, many bilingual families too. In fact, I have a
Really?
family, one of my first international family is a family who lives in Australia, but they're from Bangladesh. And
Really? Wow.
they moved there for work, as so many people do, moving to new environments, and English isn't their child's first language. And
Okay.
so it was a challenge for them to get that language facilitation going for their child, to get him to learn new language in both English and Bengali, which they speak at home, all the time. So
Fantastic.
it's very common for me to have families in my program who, especially now, live in the United States, and they're from Middle Eastern countries because they're living
Yeah.
here. And
Yeah.
they speak two languages in their home. In fact, they speak their home language more than English, often, if
Of
they're in their
course.
household.
Of
And yeah,
course.
because it's their main language they learn and they know. And so I show them how to use their home language and the love that they have for that to reach
Okay.
their children, and talk about the experiences of their life. and teach their children then, rather than setting up a structured situation. This environment has been so impactful for parents that their children are seeing progress faster than when I saw the children at all. I don't see these children at all.
Fantastic. Wow, that's
So
really impressive. Well done, you.
thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. And I know there's a couple of my parents watching, and I have to give them the credit, Shafaq. They are, I mean, I'm coaching like I do in my videos, and I give them the
Uh-huh.
specific strategies they need, but these parents are doing the work. And this is something that I learned, and I'm sure that you can relate to. Not every parent is up for the challenge, are they?
Of course, of course. No, it's definitely it's their motivation. And as therapists, we work with families, so we provide a holistic treatment, as we like to say it. The parents being on board makes all the difference.
All the difference. Yeah, yeah. and
Brilliant.
and and everyone in their family too. I think, when you can encourage the client to see some progress and then help them share their child's new language with other people who might have had a different perspective, because one of the things that happens to these children over and over and over again is they're
Mm-hmm.
perceived as being unintelligent because they're not verbal.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, of course,
and
of course.
and it's 100% the opposite. Some of these children are more brilliant than me, you know.
I can totally relate. Yes, I totally agree with you. Definitely.
Yes. So I appreciate what you do. I'm so glad you got to join me and share a little feedback. And this will help spread on your page as well. So
Thank you
you
so
know
much.
that there are folks in the UK who, Shafaq can holistically help your child find the speech and language that you need, especially if you are interested in getting involved and doing the work with your child, facilitating language at home. As therapists, we love to have families that come to us wanting to be coached, because
Absolutely.
it makes us look good as therapists, but truly, like I've proven, it wasn't even me. It was these parents who were able to
I
facilitate this.
agree. I
So
agree. Thank you so much, Marcy. Thanks for letting me join in. Take
thank you
care.
for
Bye-bye.
coming. All right.
Thank you.